Hello and welcome to Cole Red Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Cole Red. Thank you for joining me. I am back from holiday. I am here at home and I am ready to jump back in to making some Raid Shadow Legends content. And what better way to start here on a Friday with a 2 times Ancient Shard event. We can see the portal is glowing blue and we're going to pull some shards today. I hope you're ready for it. Let's get started. Just a quick announcement. I have rescheduled my Takeover Tuesday live stream from this past Tuesday, which I missed because I was on vacation, to this Saturday. That is tomorrow at noon Eastern time. So if you are interested in getting yourself a free account takeover, or you just like account takeover content, you should join our live stream. It's also an opportunity for those of you who can't join us on Tuesdays live to actually catch a live stream as it happens. So I hope you join us for that. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and consider joining our Discord community. Thanks so much for the support. Now let's get back to those shard pulls. I'd like to talk about ancient shards real quickly. Ancient shards have changed over the course of my time in Raid. Now, some of that is because of my account's progression, but some of that is because of changes in the game. So I just want to address briefly where I think the value is today for me, so that you can go ahead and make your own decision about whether or not you want to pull your ancient shards today. Now, early in my account's progression, I would say ancient shards were my primary way of building my roster. So I would hoard them up and pull them only during 2 times events so I could get as many legendaries and epic champions from them as possible. But then as my roster became more robust and I didn't need to hunt for new champions as much, I transitioned ancient shards to being used as my kind of primary source of shard pulls for champion chase tournaments that were embedded inside of the fusion events so that I could complete the fusion events more easily and more reliably. Now, however, there have been changes in the game that have shifted the value of ancient shards yet again. And that is epic empowerment. Remember that during a 2 times event, your chance of epics actually double as well. So now we get 16% chance of an epic up from an 8% chance. And there are probably 20, maybe 25 epics that I would like to +4 on my roster. And as a result, the epics are actually slightly more exciting than almost anything else. I want to get duplicate epics. And so pulling these shards during this 2-time event is very useful. Now, there is a 10 times event going on as well for Vizig the Noxious. He is a faction unity champion. I have no faction unity champions. I think he's a very good faction unity champion. I would like to add him to my roster. He's not critical or anything, but it would be nice to pick him up. Obviously, I don't have him and I have no faction unity champions, and I have some theory crafting like ideas I'd like to try out with this champion. So that's a small additional incentive to pull my ancient shards at this time. And then that free-to-play mentality kicks in, and I'm starting to hunt for other value to see if there's another reason to pull ancient shards, and there is. There is a champion chase tournament that is going on right now. And as you can see, there are 2 legendary tomes and a mythic tome available in the reward column. Now, those of you who follow my channel have probably heard me say this before, but legendary tomes are the biggest bottleneck on my account. So having 2 tomes out here and also that mythic tome out here gives me an opportunity to pick up highly valuable resources. And so all of those reasons together, you think about this reward track, the competitive reward track on the ladder, maybe get some gems or some soul stones, or maybe even some artifacts here, some relentless gear. All of that would be good value. Plus the 2 times for the epics, plus the 10 times for the faction unity champion. So I'm always looking for good opportunities to get value from my resources, and this feels like a very good day for me specifically to pull. However, if you are intent on getting the fusion champion that is launching later this week, or probably early next week, you might want to hold at least some of your ancient shards in reserve. Now, again, I don't need to do that. I shouldn't have any trouble completing the fusion if I want to do it. So I could pull all 130 ancient shards. I could even buy additional shards if I wanted to, or I could save them. So basically, I don't know how many shards I'm going to pull. And this is something that typically I would say you want to decide before you start pulling. That's usually the advice I recommend, is have a good idea of what your goal is in terms of how many shards you're going to pull. It could be all of them. That's totally fine if you're hunting for champions and you're trying to build your roster. Now, for me, in this particular case, I would say I'm going to hunt that first legendary tome at 3,000 points. And then I'm going to assess how many shards it took me to get there and how many shards I have left and whether or not it's worth going for the next legendary tome at 5,500 and so on and so forth. So I may stop several times to judge how I'm progressing towards my goals. But I could pull 50 shards. I could pull 150 shards. I have no idea what it's going to take. So I just wanted to sort of put that out there to show you that it's important. You know, even when you're really excited for like a 2x event or something like that, it's still important to think about where the value is coming from and whether or not it's worth it. And also, you know, how much you should go in. Like, should you spend money? Should you pull everything that you have? Should you keep something in reserve? You always want to figure that out beforehand. Now, there's something else going on, which is that me personally, I have been totally cold on my ancient shards and void shards for the last 6 months. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that that's true. All of my shard pull videos are like crazy. Every once in a while, I get really lucky. It's usually like the last shard of the whole video. But I did want to give you an update. While I was on holiday, I actually hit on 2 champions that I did not expect to at all. So the first thing that happened was I pulled 1 remnant summons. I did this on my phone. Unfortunately, I didn't even do it on my PC. And I hit my first mythic champion from a pull. It wasn't even a shard pull. It was a remnant pull. I don't know if you would say it was a shard pull or not, but I didn't, you know, it wasn't a fusion. So it's Mezimel Luperfang. I wasn't like super psyched. I was kind of a little disappointed I wasn't recording at the time. Which is like, I'll just pull this remnant shard, you know, whatever, this remnant pull. And I did, in fact, hit. So this is my first mythic champion I've ever pulled. So I'm excited about that. That's kind of cool. You can see I haven't even worked on her at all. I only pulled her a few days ago. And then in addition, I completed the Ice Golem tournament and got myself some prism shards. And I pulled 1 prism shard and I happened to hit on that as well. And that was a surprise. That's the first time I've ever hit on a prism shard. And the champion that I landed was Farrell the Barkhorn, who apparently is an excellent champion. I don't know. I've never had him before, but I've heard things that, you know, some people consider him one of the very best non-void legendaries in the entire game. So I was pretty excited about that, but neither one of those were recorded. They were both on my phone, and it was one pull each. So despite my cold streak on my ancient shards and void shards, I've had a mini heat wave. I don't even know. I don't even know if that means that I've broken my cold streak or maybe I've used up all my luck. I have no idea. But I wanted to give you an update on that so that even if this goes awfully, you should know I've recently done pretty well with some pulls. And so it won't be, you know, awful. Now, as far as this account is concerned, there is still 1 epic I need from an ancient shard, and that would be Geomancer. So Geomancer would be a huge win. As far as legendaries are concerned, I need a Duchess and I need a Kymar. Those are really the only legendaries I care that much about. Kyoku would also be nice, but she's not critical. So those are the 3 champions that I'm looking for. Now let's actually get to some shard pulls. I'm going to do all 10 pulls here and we'll see how this goes. And again, I'll be assessing the point totals as we move along. So let's start with our first 10 pull. See if they start us off with a blue tax like normal. Nope. Hey, Gorgorab. All right. So 340 points. Gorgorab's a very good epic and would be worth actually empowering if I had him built to 6 stars, which I don't. I think my Gorgorab's only 5 stars. So I may hold on to that copy and empower him anyway. Hellborn Sprite here is a buff extender that is useful if you're trying to build a Wixwell Infinity comp. Okay. Next 10 pull. Let's see how we're doing. So what was that? 300 and something points? I like the fact that the points are no longer being given away. All right, 2 epics, 3 epics. Sinesha. Sinesha is actually a good dupe. I would definitely empower a Sinesha. So that was 3 epics. So what was that? About 800 points. So I think I'm over 1100 points at this point. So that's not bad with only 2 10 pulls. Let's keep it rolling. I'd love to see gold today. There we go. There we go. Gold Elenarl. Okay, this is actually my 3rd copy of Elenarl. So I'm going to have to start thinking about whether or not I'm going to just use her as a faction guardian, or I'm going to start empowering her. The thing is, I think she's high elves and my faction guardians are full. So this may be one of the first legendary champions I actually +1. I'm wondering, is Elenarl an empowerment champion for somebody else as well? Like, I know, like, you know how like ninja, like Nobel goes into ninja because you can't pull any more ninjas. Is Elenarl like that? Does she go into somebody else? Does she empower somebody else? Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you know the answer to that question. All right, so on the point totals, doing pretty well. And I think that was just a third 10 pull. So let's go for 10 pull number 4. 2 more epics. That's good. 3 more epics. Another legendary. Ooh, Abyss is a new champion. All right. We maybe the cold streak has ended. It certainly feels that way. Abyss is completely new to this account. In fact, I've never pulled an Abyss on any account I've ever had, I think. I don't actually know Abyss. Let's see what she does. Removes 1 random debuff from this champion and places it on the target. Okay, that's AoE, 100% decreased defense. AoE places a sleep on this champion. Damage inflicted is proportional to either this champion's attack or the target's defense or attack stat, whichever is highest. Deals an extra 30% crit damage if the target's attack is highest. Will ignore 30% of the target's defense if the target's defense is highest. Okay, those are both good. Deals an extra 30. Okay. I don't see the. Oh, you don't put the sleep. Why? Yeah, okay. So the sleep debuff stops. That's weird. I mean, I don't know that I would use her. She seems a bit old school. Maybe she hits really hard. I'll have to check that out. But it's, you know, it's always nice to get a new legendary that you've never had on the account before. Also, Seeker. Seeker is an excellent epic that I will be using to empower. I have 2 Seekers built, so all the extra copies are going to go towards empowerment for my faster Seeker now. So that's pretty exciting. Still really good on the points as well. I'm going to check the point total right now. So let me see. We only pulled 40 shards. We only pulled 40 shards, and I think we're pretty close to that first legendary tome. Yeah, we hit the first legendary tome already. 3,500 points. So we are hot right now. It's been a long time since I've had a hot streak on ancient shards. So this is going well. This is going well. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. Maybe pick up a 3rd gold. That would be fantastic. So we're going for those 5,500 points. We need 2,000 more points to get that 2nd legendary tome. Starting with epics. I like the epics. Dark Elhain is a nice champion I would like to empower, so that's pretty good. Another 580 points there. Dark Elhain hits hard, useful in certain niche places. Arrhenius doing pretty well on the epics. Lady Annabelle is another champion I'll empower. Duke the Pierce is another champion I'll empower. So definitely some really good duplicates today. Let's do one more 10 pull and then see where we stand. Uh-oh. Nope. Another Jurgen. That's not a champion I care about, so that'll just be a 4-star chicken. But still pretty good in terms of points. All right, so we have now pulled 70 shards. I think we started at 130. So we pulled 70 shards, and let's see where we are in terms of the Champion Chase tournament. Okay, so we're at 5,300 points. Now, I definitely want to go for the Legendary Tome, but with such a hot streak going, first of all, I'm in 2nd place. That won't hold up. That won't hold up. It's still early. There are 2.5 days left of this. But if I'm near the top, I may as well think about, you know, could I potentially wind up with maybe one of these epic tomes? That wouldn't be bad. And this mythic tome up here would be really nice. So 7,500 points. I still need 2,200 points with 60 shards left. That might be possible. So let's go keep pulling. All right. I don't have room to pull everything, I think, but I have room to pull at least 4 or 5 more 10 pulls. All right. So we're looking for another 2,200 points here. So epics, a lot of epics would be really good. 2 epics here. Not bad. I don't know that I would empower either one of these champions. definitely let me know in the comments below if you see any of these champions where you're like, hey, Colred, you should empower that champion. You should build and empower that champion. Because I think empowered epics can change the value of certain epics, right? When you get all of those extra stats on certain epics, especially hard-hitting epics, that can be valuable. I don't know if Maeve is that hard-hitting, but maybe it'd be worth it. All right, so that's another almost 600 points there. Ooh, Morag is definitely getting a +1. All right. So I think we're still about 1,300 points shy of that mythic tome. Kalia, I think, is okay. Okay, three epics, 4 epics. Sachi's a good epic. I like that. That's another 1,000 points. So I think we might be all the way there. I think we just need one more 10 pull. Let's do that. And then we might be able to hold on to the last 10 shards. I'd love to see gold. Let's finish with gold. Don't finish with the blue tax. Okay, there we go. 2 more epics. I've been able to avoid the blue tax for the first time in 6 months. I have not had a shard pull event where I haven't been blue taxed. So let's go ahead and, yep, so I have 20 shards left. Let's see where we are in the Champion Chase tournament. We got the Mythic Tome. Now, this is 5 Immortal Soul Stones. And that's another 2,100 points away, and I have just 20 shards to do it. Although I could invest gems. I can hear you silently. Some people are going, pull, Colred, pull. And other people are like, no, stop. Again, I don't think this is nice value. It's not huge value. It's useful during those 2x events where you get, extra chance of getting 5 and 6 star souls. I am currently in first place. So I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to hold pat. I'm going to save my last 20. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Why? Let's pull for gold. Let's keep pulling. I was gonna hold. I'm like, I don't need them for the fusion. So let's go ahead and just pull. Let's have fun. Maybe we'll get lucky. Of course, I talked about the blue tax. Now I'm getting hit with the blue tax. Nope, Dare the Hungerer. Okay, that's one. And now I'm out of space. So let me go make some space real quickly. Okay, I've made some space. I need 1,800 more points. We're going to pull our 20 and we're going to go for those stones. Got 10 more pulls here. We have to buy some shards. We will. And there we hit gold. We hit another gold. Draw Gold the Gaunt. He's also a new champion, I think, for this account. Phoenix is a really nice dupe to have as well. He'll get a +1. Draco the Gaunt. Okay, so pretty good. Let's go ahead and buy a couple of more. Claim that. I'm going to buy 2 11 packs. When you're hot, you may as well buy the extra shards. This is the hottest I have been on Ancient Shards all year long. So I am going to enjoy it. And hopefully we can finish on a high note. Had to happen, right? It had to happen. It had to happen. It had to happen that I get a blue tax. That's okay. I don't mind. It took, what was that, 140 shards to happen? We do need some points here. 3 epics. 820 points. So that was an additional 900 points plus the first. Yeah, we might be there. We might be there. We're going to be very, very close. Let's see. We are 17 points away. So that is going to be done with mystery shards probably the rest of the way. So we're going to get all of those rewards. Let's see how many new champions we got on the account today. So Ogren Tribes, we did hit an Ogren Legendary. It wasn't the... which one were we going for? It wasn't the Vizig. That would have been really nice. That would have been really nice. But this is actually pretty cool. I don't know how good this guy is. Let's see. Decent reviews. We'll have to take a look at him and see what he does. So that's one right there. And then, is that the only one? Abyss must have been a dupe. I'm surprised. I didn't think I had ever pulled her before on any account. And then, who was the third legendary that we got? Oh, Elenarl, who's like a triplicate. She's like my third or fourth copy of this champion. So Abyss must have been, I must have her somewhere hidden on this account. I don't remember ever pulling her, but it must have happened. But okay, so one new champion and a few duplicates that'll give me either Faction Guardians or Empowerment for the legendaries as well. And tons of good duplicate epics to empower some of my champions with. All right, plus all of those rewards. So this is where that value comes from. And again, I don't mind spending the extra gems to get the Mythic Tome or the Immortal Soulstones there. So pretty cool. All right, and I'm atop the leaderboard for the moment. I won't be there very long. Don't worry. I'll probably end up in like 8th place. But all right, that is it for me today. Let me know if you pulled shards. Did you hit? Did anybody hit that Faction Unity champion? I hope a lot of you out there grabbed him because he's very cool. I think he's got some interesting possibilities there, especially for Hydra. Consider him for Hydra, especially if you're using Ugo. Put those two together and Hydra, you're going to have a cool combo. And if you missed from all of your Ancient Shard pulls, remember, I've been on a massive cold streak. So as hot as I was today, and I'm very excited about that, that has not been the case for the past 6 months. So I will commiserate with you. So let me know if you struck out. All right, that is it. Thanks so much for hanging out. I have been Colred, and I will see you in another video soon.